We're going upstairs, guys. We're making the trek. This is actually happening upstairs today. Okay guys, if you've been keeping an eye on these updates, you know that it has been my goal to get them up in the nursery and be sitting up here when I share the updates. I'm gonna have to fix this camera angle. 1 minute, we gotta figure this out. Give me a second. Okay, I think I like that a little bit better. You guys are very precariously sat on a box and a paint bucket, so this is the state of the nursery. But anyways, it is taking everything in me to want to film this right now. So I guess we'll just like jump into the updates and just let you know I am nesting, like as far as wanting to do things in the house, but I am not wanting to do like any work that isn't related to baby. Like that's just like what's in my mind right now. Like all I can think about is baby things. But anyways, let me backtrack a little bit. This is the nursery, still a work in progress, obviously, but it's clean. I haven't been able to see the floor up here until just recently, the past like week and a half. So it's very exciting that this is the way the nursery looks right now. We're gonna put like, back there's where the rocking chair I think is gonna go. We still need like sheets and stuff. I have a big like map that we're hanging on the wall right here. Obviously gonna clean, organize, and like fill all of those cubbies and just different things like that that we still need to work on in here, but it's clean and it's getting organized and it feels so nice to sit up here and do these baby updates. So the first thing I really want to talk about is mostly just how I've been growing. I would say from the last time I chatted with you until now is when I feel like I have grown the most. And I will show you a bump date at the end, like a look at my belly. But it's just wild how much I've grown. I am so close to being in that 3rd trimester and I know I'm gonna grow even more then. So it's just, I don't know. I don't think that I've grown an abnormal amount. Like from what I see of like other people like online, on the app, the Glow app that I'm a part of and things like that, like I think I've grown at a normal rate. I just feel huge and people tell me I'm huge too, which by the way is so totally not cool. I know you're just family and friends, but like when you say someone is like looking big or oh my gosh, are you sure there's not 2 in there or anything like that, like I don't know, that just doesn't feel good. So just to recap from 20 weeks until now, which is 24 weeks, the biggest thing that happened is we now know the sex of our baby. We're having a little boy and we're so excited. We do have a name picked out, but we're not sharing that with the world. So just at home, we call baby boy by his name. Really not even that much because we don't want to like slip up and actually accidentally like say it in front of someone else. But the name is something we're keeping to ourselves until baby boy comes. But I think part of like knowing that it's a boy is what has fueled like more of like my nesting feeling. I now feel like, you know, I can start working on the room. Like I know it's going to be a boy, like while we're keeping things really gender neutral up here, like I know that I can just do some things like that are a little different. Like I'm not going to get a floral bed sheets, whereas like before I might have, or something like that. And so I think that the knowing of it being a boy has fueled my nesting feeling right now. Also, Trevor's mom came and spent some time with us for about a week, and since she lives in Kansas and we live in Indiana and she doesn't get to see me often throughout the pregnancy, like not at all, other than when we announced we were pregnant. And then now I think this is her first time seeing me, besides virtually. We FaceTime and stuff like that. But she kind of spoiled us a little bit, and so that also fueled the nesting. I was able to get some clothes. We went out and bought like our crib mattress. We got our car seat already. And just like things like that. Since she was here, she spoiled us a little bit since she doesn't get to see us that often. And the next time that we see her, will actually be when we go back to Kansas for our Kansas baby shower, because we're going to have one in Kansas and then we're going to have one in Indiana. And then after that, the next time she'll see me is when baby's here. So yeah, it was so nice to have her here, but again, fueled my nesting with just like getting us more things and getting us more prepared and stuff like that. It feels so much more real now. Speaking of feeling more real, baby has been kicking me like crazy. I think the last update I gave, I did say that I was feeling kicks, but now it's like for sure kicks. Like you can see them from the outside. Trevor feels most of them as long as he puts his hand on me at the right time. He can feel the kicks. And they're strong enough that I get startled by them sometimes. I know they're definitely gonna get stronger, so it's wild to think about. Grizzle, you're messing with my light, bud. You're driving me crazy. All of the kicks too are still very low on my stomach. I know I'm like pointing to it and you can't really even see it right now, but they aren't up in my ribs yet or anything like that. He's not hurting me up high. It's all still very low, or like center of stomach. It's above the belly button, but like not all the way up on my ribs yet. So feeling the movement, knowing that it's a boy, having things in our home for him now, all of these make it just seem so much more real, like a baby is coming. A baby could come at any time. Not really. Baby, keep cooking in there. So the next update, I have been working a lot since the last time we talked. Wedding season is in full-fledged. I did do like a wedding pregnancy video if you guys would like to see like the behind the scenes of what it's like to work a wedding while being pregnant. But basically I just get really out of breath. I'm out of breath right now because I just chased the cat off. I get sore on my feet a lot quicker, but nothing unbearable. And I feel a lot more exhausted the next day after a wedding than I've like ever felt before. I'm also still going on walks really regularly, and I noticed that a couple of things. Firstly, when I go on a walk like with my Apple Watch and log a workout, I am no longer like getting workout minutes. I don't know if it's a heart rate thing or what, but I can go on a 2-mile walk and do like pretty good pace, all of that kind of stuff, feel like I'm getting a good workout, and then get home and it's like you have 3 minutes of workout, even though I was just like out walking for 45 minutes. So that's like the first thing that I have noticed recently, is that my walks aren't counting as workouts anymore, which really sucks. Like I don't know how vigorous I need to be, but I feel very pregnant and I like don't want to like overdo it. And then also I have noticed that I get a lot more crampy. So I wouldn't say I'm getting like Braxton Hicks or anything like that. Like they don't feel like a contraction cramp feeling. It just feels like my abs are really tight. Like I just did a crazy ab workout, and I feel like that even just when I go like on a long walk, or if I'm like sitting on the couch and using my abs a little too much or something like that, I suddenly feel like I'm getting like this crazy ab workout even after just like a few minutes of doing that. I experienced swelling in my ankles too for the first time when I was shopping with Trevor's mom. We were in Indianapolis for like a whole day. Oh, Ash, get down. When I was shopping with Trevor's mom, we were in Indianapolis for an entire day, and on our feet for most of the day, just like shopping, walking around, going from store to store and stuff like that. And that was the first time I had experienced any swelling in my ankles. By the time I got home, I felt like I couldn't like bend my ankles that much. I definitely like, it wasn't as visible like to somebody else who doesn't know. I have scrawny little ankles, so like it wasn't like super noticeable. It looked decently normal, but I knew that my ankles were swollen for what is like abnormal for me. And I just kind of sat on the couch for a little bit when we got home and put my feet up and just kind of tried to let that swelling go down, because it just felt like really tight, like walking and bending my joints and things like that. Honestly, those are all little things, and I only notice them when I'm like super active or out and about on a walk or working a wedding or something like that. But my day-to-day life is pretty great. I feel fantastic. I feel fine. I'm so grateful that I can check in with you guys every 4 weeks or whatever and continue to tell you that I feel fine. I know that I'm very fortunate right now to kind of be able to do that. However, as I sit here and tell you that, it hasn't been all easy peasy as far as my health goes. I am a very upbeat, happy person, so I try not to think about it too much, and I know baby is fine. However, I was recently diagnosed with gestational diabetes. So as of right now, I have another appointment in a couple days, but as of right now, I've just been pricking my finger 4 times a day and keeping track of data and my sugar levels and eating certain foods to try to see what I can do food-wise to like help mitigate the diabetes. It's working a little bit. I cut a lot of carbs, obviously sugar, which is what, if you've watched my last videos, I would always say I was craving sugar. So here I am craving sugar and not being able to eat it any longer. I have gotten a little bit more control over those numbers, but every once in a while they're high, even when I feel like I'm doing good. Like especially you can tell like in the mornings when I've been fasting all night, so I should have low or regular sugar numbers or whatever numbers when I test my finger, and sometimes they're high even just like waking up in the morning. So that's how I know that it's a problem with my body and not a problem just with my diet. I have felt a lot of guilt around it, around the fact that I was eating a lot of sugar, and so I don't like to talk about it too much. I don't like to bring it up. I don't like it to let it consume me because I do feel that guilt, but I think knowing that like, hey, I wake up in the morning and I'm high and like I'm doing the best I can, like this is my body and it's not just like something I did, I didn't eat right or I ate too much sugar or whatever. It's not that, it's something that happens, has made me feel a lot better. But like talking about it, whenever I talk about it with someone, they instantly want to talk to me about my diet and what I'm eating, and it's fine when it's coming from like a doctor, but when it's coming from other people, it just makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong, and it makes me feel like I am not taking care of myself. And I mean, yeah, I was kind of just eating whatever I wanted before because that's what everybody tells you. They're like, you're pregnant, like just enjoy it, like your body will tell you what you need and just like soak it up and like eat all these things, da 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 da. And I got that under control now, but I still know that like there's something with my body, and I keep having to tell myself that because or else I feel really bad like I am not taking care of myself, and I know that's not true because I have been, especially within the last month, really taking care of my body. So I know gestational diabetes is kind of a big deal. There are some risks associated to it, and right now I'm just working with my doctor to see if we can get it under control as naturally as possible without having to take medication. But in a couple days when I have my next appointment, we'll talk about where I stand, what my options are, if I need to see a high-risk doctor, because right now I'm just going to like my small town hospital, and that is not gonna suffice if I have any further issues, or if I have a situation where my baby would need to go to a NICU. They don't have that at this hospital. So I am currently just waiting it out, seeing what happens, trusting my body, and trying my best to be as healthy as possible. Speaking of healthy, if you guys don't already know, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. And one of the issues that has come up with this pregnancy while being a vegetarian is I am having some issues with iron. My prenatals do have iron in it, and I can take another iron supplement, but it's like really minorly low. He told me he wouldn't have even brought it up except for when we were talking about diabetes and all the possible complications. He like kind of briefly mentioned it, because like if you're supposed to be at like 15 points or whatever, I really don't even know these numbers. I'm not a doctor. I'm like 1.2 low. So he wasn't even like concerned about it, but that is something we have to think about now, since we're also thinking about like the diabetes and the possibility of having a big baby and having a C-section and, you know, all the risks like that. Then suddenly my iron matters a little bit more. I mean, it still mattered before, but it was just so like on the edge there that he didn't even bring it up before. So yeah, we're just keeping track of my sugars and my iron and eating healthy, working out still, lots, going on walks and things like that, and doing my best to try to get my body in a good state so that hopefully I don't have to take medication, but also knowing that something's just going on with my body where I can't manage sugars the same right now. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the little bump update. I am hot up here. There's an AC unit in the window right here, but I turned it off because obviously it would be too loud. So now I'm sweating, so I need to finish this off and so we can turn that back on. But let me go ahead and give you a little bump update. We're spicing it up this time. I'm wearing a white tank top. And then I have maternity shorts on underneath so they go up real high. But this is the current bump. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I feel like I've grown so much since last time. Like this is like the biggest like outward growth I feel like I've seen since the last time I updated you guys. And this down here, right here is about where baby boy kicks me all the time. Not so much up here. Up here is still like, I don't know, just my intestines or whatever. I definitely feel like he's down here all of the time. But yeah, that's the bump. Definitely growing so big. And I just like love it. I can't go out now and like pretend I'm not pregnant. Like there's no hiding it. There is a bump there. I'm gonna end the vlog standing because my foot is asleep from sitting on the floor. But thank you guys so much for watching this. If this is your first update you've seen, definitely make sure you go check out our last updates. I have a whole pregnancy playlist on my channel if you need to see any of the pregnancy related videos we've released. Some of those videos are my absolute favorites on our channel right now, so I'd love if you guys would check them out. And if you're new here, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, follow us on Facebook. If you're watching this on Facebook and you haven't followed us, I would love it if you do so. Everything is linked in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next time. In the next one. I'll see you guys next time in the next one. Bye! Boop.